Now I wonder, like in your 3 years of marriage,
Mm.
since he's not local,
Mm-mm.
and it's something I believe when it comes to communication or the way you interact with him and stuff. I think there's a lot of
Mm.
learning and understanding. How do you
Uh,
guys work it out together?
we have to, like, talk through whatever issues. Like, okay, there will be times when if he is angry, he will take like 1 or 2 days to calm down. Then we'll start talking about the issue. Then I have to understand and give him that space, because for me, I want to settle it now, so that like I don't have to, like, think. Uh, that's still a learning point for me, because like I still want things settled as fast as possible so that we can, like, move on from there and all that lah. Uh, and for yeah lah, that is, communication is key. Really talk to understand where each other is coming from. Like, certain things don't get addressed, so that's why you need to bring it up and like voice out what your concerns are, what you need. You have to make the other party realize that lah, so that, like, the journey of marriage is somewhat easier. mm, yeah.
That's true though. To be honest, when during my early marriage also, it took me a while. Okay, but um, surprisingly, I got into relationship with my current husband is like 14 years over. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and then we got married now. I think now marriage life about 6 years lah. But
Mm.
I just couldn't macam sink in when like I thought that when we come out together in marriage,
Mm.
everything's gonna have a smooth kind of journey and adjustable.
Mm.
But it's a
Mm.
different ball game altogether for some reason lah. Maybe we start
Definitely.
staying together 24/7, see each other face,
Mm-mm.
and
Mm-mm.
there's certain habits or certain behavior like we're trying to get into or understand. So
Mm.
I got it. I could relate when you say that if there's an issue, quickly address it and
So.
try not to sleep over it. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-mm.
Because for me also, I can't sleep over it. I just need to address it as soon as possible and then get it settled done.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. So what else? Are you still adjusting or how was it for you now after
Yeah,
3 years?
there's still like adjusting, and it's a learning journey lah, so, like, there's still things that we are still learning from each other. And sometimes the same issues will be brought up because probably we didn't acknowledge it or address it properly. So that's one thing. It's always a learning journey. But yeah, now that I guess we kind of learn or know each other a bit more better, then now it's like I feel like, uh somehow, yeah, that it's improving. Uh, now I've been married like three years kan. Yeah, so now is like I feel we can cater a bit more to each other's needs. After, like, yeah, through the shitstorm, that happened through that marriage. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not easy. Really, it's the hardest thing to go through it. But it's something that you didn't talk about it or address it immediately. Definitely will affect for a longer period lah, right? And we
Right.
doesn't want that to happen because we want to stay in marriage and
Mm-mm,
we want to make it work. So that's why a constant communication is the
mm-mm.
important key lah. Yeah.
Right. And also how you communicate is another factor lah. Pasal, like, sometimes when one person go up, the other person have to come down. But like there are times when it's just both are up, you know. Then like even the problem won't get solved lah. Safe to say, if you approach it that way. Yeah, both have to be in a calmer state lah, so that the message gets through more easily, more understood, that kind of thing. Yeah. So the way you communicate also is another factor. That's what I say.
Another true fact: one fire, one must be the water. Yin
Yeah,
yang
say.
lah, yin yang. It's always a
Correct.
reminder from my mom. She said that another one person must be calmer, as mentioned by you also. Because the thing is, like, if one fire, another thing is fire, you know how it's gonna explode lah.
Of course.
So if it exploded, it might escalate further, which
Yeah,
sometimes we
correct.
don't mean what we say, we don't mean what we do, because it's out of impulsive, out of
Correct.
like anger, you know. So I've also learned that, and I started to either I walk away from the situation, or I just say, okay, not now. We'll talk about it later. I say it. Or if I'm in a good mood, or I can pace myself down, I will become manja, like la la la, you know, like I want to really cool down that whatever it's raising up by my partner. So just react in a manja way, then the thing will kind of stop lah. There's no further escalate questionings or triggered you further, because if you react in a manja way, why would any person on this earth would want to react you in an aggressive manner or
Yeah.
in a higher tone, you know, because the moment your tone also is important. That's the
Correct.
another thing.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. See, so there's a lot of that's sort of the key communication. It's just not about talking, it's
Yeah.
about tone,
But
body language.
yeah, I mean, like I am sometimes guilty of, like, when I reach my level, I also blow my top lah. So then become fire and fire sometimes. So things can escalate. So that's where you guys, whoever it is, you gotta learn from it. Don't be like that lah. Try to be in a calmer state of mind, and then like try to talk it out. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in my relationship days before I got married, I got a lot of fire in me, and I think I use up too much fire in me. That in my marriage, well, is that
Exhausted
a
already.
little bit sparks like during the first year and 2 years. Then after a while, it subsides. We got water. Because I think it's really taking up a lot of your energy and time for you to just get angry, you know. And it's like drain you out, your mental, your emotion just drain you out. So I felt like, why must I be in that state when I can choose to be another way, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I started to pace down really lah. I don't want to be in that position anymore. I don't want to go through the emotion anymore. I don't want to think what I'm not supposed to, because sometimes you see the thing about when you marriage life, somehow there will be another set of challenge, and that challenge is to test you. So it's either you macam take it to the heart or take it as a test, and for you to by right forego that and move forward positively. If you manage to do that, meaning you're in a good track, you know. Otherwise, you kind of come back to where you used to be, you know.
Very
and
true.
you don't want to go that track again lah, because it's tiring. And I think it's always the best is to move forward and look into the better days, with positivity. Yeah, that's the way to go lah. I felt then it makes your marriage more smooth. And I always kind of remind myself, or even to my spouse, I was saying that if there's a problem between us, don't let it be between us. Let it be because of external, because of something that we cannot control the situation. It's not because of us. Because we had that in previous relationships or in early stage of marriage. But afterwards, let's move forward, not to bring in the same problem, or the problem is coming from you. Because macam let's say kau China us, aku China us. Let's not come from there lah, you know. So the thing is, always occupy ourselves with what we love to do.
True.
Yeah,
Because for every moment that you get angry or like you fight is every moment that you lose out on happiness and happening in your marriage, that kind of thing. You know, that's how I feel. So don't spend too much time getting angry at each other or like all that. I mean, yeah, yes, there will be definitely disagreements here and there, but you know, it builds you lah as a couple. You know how you weather the storm. Yeah, but the main thing is you got to get out of the storm together.
Yeah, and I think another part when you talk about to agree to disagree, right? Yeah, sometimes it's okay to agree, even though you disagree, if you have nothing to lose. Really, if it's not a big deal, just let the other person win. So
Yeah. Right.
for my spouse, he always like to be the intelligent one, the intellectual one. I say, good, that's good for you. If you think
Mm.
you're more pandai than me, the more smarter, what, go ahead. I'm proud of you. So he will grin, like, eh. If that makes you happy, I'm happy for you. So how to see? You're not supposed to be jealous or have that resentment towards your partner, because that's not the way it is. Like, if you want a healthy relationship, you have to support one another. Even
True.
that person is better than you. I don't see the reason why we should compete one another. It's more of like building or grow together.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, Sometimes it's because of career. It can be due to salary wise, and maybe the other person is more higher than you, and so
Oh.
forth. But I think
Mm-mm.
shouldn't look into such comparison now, because when we as a partner come together, I believe that we complement one
Yeah.
another. So
Correct.
another
Correct.
one somehow insufficient, or what, we as a fist. So that's why we
Mm.
complement lah. You get it? You get
Yeah.
it?
In the end, also this amount combined together is what is building your house, marriage, life, that kind of thing. Yeah. So don't look at it like individually lah. Just come together,
Mm.
you know, in
Yeah.
all things if possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I always believe in building empire together. So my
Yeah.
favorite couple would be David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, because
Mm.
these two back then, I mean, yeah, they were famous for, one is a singer, another one is a footballer, right?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
They started from scratch, meaning they used
Mm-mm.
to stay in an apartment. They just start, as like an ordinary people before they got into a stardom. So even the fact that when they have children, they ask their children to work in Starbucks or what, just learn
Mm-mm.
to go through the hard life before they could have a sense of luxury and stuff.
Mm.
This is something like a relationship goal lah. You don't want to have a partner that you just macam easily tumpang, and then you get everything whatever you want. Like I don't know, it's just menumpang lah. And then your
Mm-mm.
agenda on your marriage purpose will be different really. It's different from what you guys come together, grow together, and then build that empire.
Mm.
It's different. And I always
Correct.
believe in that lah. Susah sesama, senang sama.
Actually,
Ah,
for me, like sometimes when things escalate so much, right? Then I always like bring myself to the point of why did I choose him? You know, you have to remind yourself, why did you choose your partner in the first place? You got to go back lah. Why them, and then start again from there. Try to rebuild, reconnect, and all that.
the big why lah.
Yeah.
The big why.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And for me, like the fact that we was in decades of relationship, and like I did pray to God lah. If He's meant for me, then it should proceed lah. So it
Mm.
should progress further. So
Mm.
eventually it progressed, and I think I'm blessed with that. Like it wasn't an immediate answer to get into marriage life lah. So
Mm.
we did, and I think macam, yeah, I didn't even pray. I didn't even do the istikharah, because some people
Ah,
did, right?
me too.
You want to be
I
sure who's your
also,
partner, right? They should do that.
I didn't, not really, no. Uh-uh.
Ah,
But
I,
things I just like really really like doa and like see like just hope and pray that things go not to the way we plan. It's just that not much hurdles or something like that, and it will follow through to a better journey, that kind of thing. But yeah, I didn't do the istikhara thing.
mm. I prayed normally, and then just saying
And
that,
alhamdulillah lah.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
it went well for you.
yeah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah. And definitely it's a long journey for both of us. For both of us,
Mm-mm.
it's the start of like a few years of marriage, and oops. Oh my God. Okay, apparently Howard is disconnected from here, but it's fine. I think I'm gonna wrap up this interview and talking about marriage. This is my quote that I love it. Like, a great marriage is not when the perfect couple comes together. It is when an imperfect couple embrace and learn to enjoy their differences. So for me and my spouse, we have two different characters altogether. I'm extroverted and he's introvert. So you can imagine how crazy it can be. So he's like maybe the quiet, boring ones. But I tell you, he's a good maker. He like to build stuff. He can fix things. So that's what he's good at. So he's a very actionable based kind of person. And for me, it's like I have a lot of ideas. I'm loud. I'm crazy. So I think he always find me interesting lah. Interesting creature to entertain him. So yeah, that's how we enjoy our differences. That's another part of it. Yeah, and I also believe that A good marriage also allows for a change and growth in individuals, and that's how you express your love. I think for us, it's like we've been always supporting one another. Whatever he wants to do, whatever I want to do, as long we know boundaries, as long it not gonna affect our relationship in any ways. Yep, we love what we do and we continue what we love to do. Yeah, so definitely there's trust, there's um, enough support and care, whatever. Sum it up. Um, in the process is that we enjoy each other journey or company. Yeah. So I think it's important to be very much in love with the same person, especially your spouse. To stay in love, meaning you have to create a lot of sparks in your marriage. So what kind of sparks? I don't know. It can be some kind of surprises. It can be like creating new things that you guys ever did. Maybe traveling, maybe go to a new restaurants or food places that you ever tried, and you try new things lah. So new things will always make your life more happening, believe it. And then what else? Just try to spend time together doing different things. So it's gonna be good for both of your relationship, believe it. Yeah. And what else? Yeah. Again, sparks is important. And oh yeah, one last quote from my friend here. This is what she commented in IG. It's easy to get married, yet it can be challenging to stay married happily. So the key is to all rocking moments: communication, patience, and continuous prayers. That would get your marriage lasted, which is actually true. Okay, communication. Just now we have speak a lot about it. Patience. Again, just now we did talk about being fire and water, yin yang. So if one on fire, then you become the water lah. That's the best to go. Pace yourself. If the situation is too hot and flaming, just move away from that situation. That's the best, because sometimes we have bad days. And all of a sudden this issue pop out, and then you can't be bothered to want to argue it or talk about it. So just move away, or really say that not now. Usually I will say that not now. We'll talk about it later, because maybe I need some time to rest and also need to digest everything, because it's not easy when addressing an issue. You have to be present. You have to be at that set of mind that you are settled and you can easily do your problem solving lah. If your mind is too tired, you can't even solve any problem, regardless of what issue. Yeah. So again, it's come back to your self-care. Okay. Yeah. And lastly is prayers. I believe in prayer. For me as a Muslim, I pray definitely in one God. I believe in that. I believe in what I read. So prayers, no matter, even if you don't some of us pray as and when, that kind of thing, right? But just in your heart, you just putting our hands at there and then start to pray to God. We hope that life is more blissful and at peace and harmony. So continue to do that. I think your prayers also, let's include family, friends, on whoever they need to pray to. And for me, it's like wherever I go, if I see people in need or people macam go through hardship, I will normally pray for them, because we hope that with that prayer, there will be a blessings to them, or less difficulty of what they go through. And with any sorts of prayers also, will eventually come back good to whatever you do in your life lah. So that's what I believe. Yep. Yes, and yeah, and that's all from me, yo. So thanks, Howard. She didn't get a chance to say goodbye, but yeah, thanks for coming by on board. Appreciate it much. Thank you for all your sharing. And guys, till then, see you again. And bye-bye.